This week, Andy's going to show you how he transformed the instrument panel, where we keep most of our navigation equipment like the radio, the generator controls, the water maker controls, and the iPad. He's also going to show you how we save thousands of dollars by using epoxy to fill holes in the stainless water tanks instead of having them removed, rewelded, and put back together. And as a bonus, he's also going to show you how he installed a water filter drinking thing in the galley. If you're interested in coming to the Odyssey Sailing Festival in the BVI's in December, there are 3 cabins left, where you can cruise for the week with some of the best sailors in the whole world. Visit www.theoceancruisers.com/odyssey. So the navigation panel looked really bad when we got the boat. It was old, it had holes in it from the previous equipment that was removed, it needed repolishing, it just looked really bad. And we wanted something to look really clean and sleek. And now it looks really beautiful, so this is what we did.
Right, so I've got the shape for my navigation panel set up here. So this is the shape of it here. This side, I need to do a 45-degree angle going that way because it like slides into the instrument panel. So I'm just going to get this cut out like here and there, so I've got an easier piece to deal with, and then I'm going to start getting my holes in. Cool, so that's the shape done there. Got my nice edge across here, just cut a bit off there, just for allowance. I don't need it, this is hidden anyway. So that turned out to be a nice cut. A little bit of damage there, but not bothered about that. So yeah, got the curve in, that's looking good. Might need to round that off a bit, but I can do that with the Dremel. So yeah, that's cool. So, I'm going to start getting the shapes drawn up on here now. Got a bit of a breeze here now. Right, I've got my first one marked here. So this one is for generator. So this is where the generator's going. The holder for the radio bit is there, the hand piece. Then here's going the actual radio. Down there we've got some of the 12-volt chargers, which I'm going to install later, because the chuck that I got for the hole saw is the wrong size chuck, even though it was literally on the same rack, so that's quite irritating. So yeah, I'm just going to do this one now and give this a shot, see how it goes. Yo, so finally got it done. I had to go and change the chuck for the hole saw, and they have, like, as I mentioned before, they have like this half siesta in Greece, or this part of Greece anyway, which is super weird. So yeah, I had to wait till 5 o'clock, but got it anyway. So this is done. Here it is, looking nice. I put some varnish on the top there just to make that a little bit darker so it doesn't stick out. I just used some of this stuff called Stoppani. This stuff. This is actually satin, but it doesn't matter. So I think that's Italian. So yeah, here's the space. I've already checked, it does fit in. I checked it before I varnished it. So that is now gonna go in there like so. And that is much better. It's a big improvement. It's not got holes all over it. So that's nice. So now I need to measure up for all the instruments and get those in. These are probably going to be the easiest. Then yeah, I'll just crack the other ones in. So yeah, I'll crack on with it. Cool, done. There it is. Looks a bunch better. Really happy with that. Looking all nice. Screen there. Radio. Got little USBs there. Looking good. Next job.
When Andy filled up the tanks, we noticed that 2 of them were leaking into the bilge, and one of them was leaking really badly. So this is how he basically fixed the problem for $10 instead of having the tanks removed, rewelded, fixed, changed, and saved us a few $1,000s.
Right, water tank time. So, I think I mentioned it before, 2 out of the 3 water tanks are leaking. The port side one is leaking probably a bit more rapidly than than one of the 2 starboard ones. So anyway, the options are take the stainless steel tanks out, which involves like removing all the cabinetry, and these things are bloody heavy as well, so I'd really try and not do that. Or try and seal up the little pinhole gaps. Now, I've been trying to find some type of safe like potable water epoxy to do this job, and trying to get anything that actually has like a potable water label on it in Europe as far as epoxy resin goes is impossible. I've not been able to find it at all. However, after doing a bit of research, I found out that when epoxy resin sets, it does not leach any chemicals into water. Therefore, normal epoxy resin should be fine to put in the water tanks. I'm hoping if I die after a year of drinking this water, then it wasn't safe. It should be fine. We're not going to be drinking out of these water tanks, and if we do, it's just going to be as backup. I'm going to be putting a water filtration system in with like one of those little separate taps and like that reverse osmosis thing, but without the reverse osmosis membrane on it, just the charcoal and the filters and all that, that we can use. So anyway, I'm going to give this a shot. I've got some epoxy resin mixed up here, and I'm basically just going to lather it round all the joints. They will be little pinhole cracks, so I'm going to go over it once. I'm going to let it set, then tomorrow I'm going to go over it again, just in case any of the epoxy resin like dripped around, all that type of stuff. But yeah, so basically I just need to get in there and just put a slab of epoxy resin around all those joints there. So I don't know how I can show you this. I don't know how you can watch me do it, but just trust I'm doing it and you can see the outside. So I'm going to set it down here and you can watch. Alright, that's one side done round one, so I'll just show you what I've done. You can just see like around the edges. Oh shit. One minute. There you go, so you can see, get down, so you can see like around the edges there. I've just waxed on a load of epoxy resin, hopefully wherever the pinholes are. So I'm going to let this dry, and tomorrow I'm going to put another round on. We'll see how that's gone. If we can't get bottled water, we'll drink from the water tanks, but I don't want to drink like marina water from water tanks, so I've got one of these 2 parts. I can't remember the micron. Let me check, it's actually over here. So that's this one. Doesn't make anything clearer for you. So yeah, that's like a normal micron filter that just gets rid of the basic dirt, and then that's a carbon filter which gets rid of like impurities and chemicals. And then I got an installation kit for this. Oh, here it is. It looks really nice. That one. It's just got one little thing there, and then you get filtered water, and then this is going to be installed underneath a sink. I'm going to put it down here, so I've already got the connections to connect it into my cold water supply there, and then I'm going to put here the little tap, so when we want to drink out of the water tanks, which I'd imagine we would at some point, like we don't want to be traipsing, like we don't want to be taking like, you know, gallons and gallons and gallons of bottled water. Yeah, that's what's going on there. So I've now got that installed with no leaks, which is cool. So this is my cold water supply here. Hot water supply. Holy shit, is that a leak? going to keep my eye on that. So yeah, cold water goes through this one, which is one of the large micron filters, then a carbon filter goes up to there, and I've got this little thing now, which spurts out, hopefully, cleaner water than just comes straight out of the tanks.